Why is being beat deaf special for humans but normal for animals? In this video, I'll show you why audiomotor entrainment might not be a uniquely musical ability. Humans entrain to external rhythms all the time. Animals do too. We share the capacities to produce quasi-periodic repetitive action, also called motor periodicity. Neural mechanisms of perceptual beat extraction have been found in birds and mammals. But when it comes to audiomotor entrainment, or in other words, this, only a few non-human specimens have shown the ability to synchronize to the auditory beat. Auditory entrainment is not very common, but species like insects and frogs will synchronize with the auditory signals of their conspecifics. But humans seem to be the only species that synchronizes to the auditory signals from an artificial source. Even further, this behavior is a human universal. Which mechanisms underlie audiomotor entrainment? Or, in other words, why can we dance? Researchers tackled this question by observing human individuals that, like most non-human animals, can't entrain to an artificial beat. Those are individuals with beat deafness, and they have deficits in tracking the beat with music. This deficit has been established to be dissociable from pitch processing. In order to see which neural mechanisms are required for audiomotor entrainment that these individuals lack, a study by Matthias and colleagues asked two beat-deaf individuals to either passively listen or actively try to detect a beat omission, while their event-related potentials were recorded with an EEG. On these graphs, with the averaged event-related potential waveforms pictured as a function of time in milliseconds, we can see, if we pay attention to the gray curve, that a beat omission will result in mismatch negativity, noted here as MMN, of similar amplitudes and peak latencies in both control and beat-deaf participants. This is a typical neural response to a violated expectation, such as this beat omission. This shows that automatic perception of beat regularity is normal in beat-deaf individuals, but where is the deficiency then? When asked to pay attention to beat omissions, both beat-deaf participants were less accurate. Therefore, conscious processing of beat regularity is impaired, while pre-attentive auditory processing is not. The audiomotor entrainment impairment is then possibly a deficiency in action-perception coupling or general temporal processing, as proposed by this and other research on beat-deaf individuals. Therefore, the mechanism of audiomotor entrainment is probably related to connectivity rather than a specific brain module. We've seen some insight in the mechanism of audiomotor entrainment, but is the mechanism specific to music entrainment? Are we the only species that entrain to isochronous beats almost universally because we also do music? A recent study by Lacroix and colleagues assessed the ability to tap along to linguistic stimuli as well, and might convince us that the ability to entrain to beats is not music-specific. The stimuli they used in their study was natural speech, speech with regular beat, and a sung melody of the same sentence. Although this is the first study assessing both linguistic and music processing in beat-deaf individuals, its results should stimulate further research, because they indicated that on average the beat-deaf group presented more variation in tapping, the percentage is visible on the y-axis, than the control group in all three conditions, which we can see on the x-axis. But you don't usually see people bouncing or tapping to speech, so why should this entrainment deficit even spread to stimuli like speech that is not isochronous? Well, let's try looking at conversation, where synchronization might be important. Research found that we neurally synchronize with rhythm in speech, which has consequences for speech flow, attention, and is even suggested to facilitate interaction with others. It has been observed that speakers in interaction will entrain to each other's syllables rate. Synchronization is all about predicting regularities, so it can lower processing demands, and that can improve comprehension. So this might be the key to why beat-deaf individuals not only find it difficult to entrain to musical beat, but also other auditory regularities. To what extent and in which domains is the deficiency visible will require more research with larger samples and ecologically valid tasks. But for now, it seems like the mechanisms that make human dance might be shared with non-musical domains. But this still doesn't fully answer the question of why humans are the only animals so eager to dance. Some theories about the adaptive function of audiomotor entrainment in humans suggest enhanced vocal strength of synchronized signaling, and others put forward group cohesion. In any case, the effective component that rhythm has in humans might have been crucial to the sensitivity of our mechanisms to entrain to external rhythms, and could have been an important characteristic of the precursor to language and music. To sum up, beat-deaf individuals showed us that in order to entrain to the beat, some sort of action perception coupling or temporal processing abilities are required. These abilities might underlie more than dancing, but entrainment to any auditory regularity. Why this ability was selected for is not clear, but looking at other species where individuals also need cooperation or group cohesion might give us a hint. As mentioned at the beginning, some animals are just as good as humans at entraining to the signals of their conspecifics. Perhaps it's time to view music as an artificialized form of human signals that was able to develop because of our abilities to entrain. And who knows, perhaps we find that animals are able to entrain to their own type of music as well. Do you think this is likely? Could we simulate audiomotor entrainment in animals using something other than our music? How important do you think this ability of audiomotor entrainment was for the evolution of language and music? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.